What's up, metalheads? It's your main man, Eddie Matza here, and we've got another special edition of Eddie's Top 5. That's right, the show where I choose my top 5 of whatever it may be. And today's is a special one because if you've been living under a rock and you're not a part of the 5 million people who streamed the special online on Saturday, June 6th, then you missed out because today is all about the top 5 performances, in my opinion, at Black Sabbath's Back to the Beginning final show live stream. That's right. It was a crazy undertaking. 40,000 people showed up to the event, which happened at Aston Villa's Villa Park, which is a cool soccer stadium in Birmingham, England, where everybody was there to see Black Sabbath and Ozzy do dual sets, their final show ever together, and it was the proper send-off for Bill Ward, who didn't get that chance the last time Black Sabbath went on tour. If you guys remember that, I believe back in, I don't remember, 2017, maybe. But anyways, as you can see from the poster, Metallica, Pantera, Mastodon, Gojira, Slayer, Alice in Chains, Hailstorm, Lamb of God, Anthrax, all these different bands were all there. Plus, there was an all-star appearances from so many. Everybody from Ronnie Wood showed up from the Rolling Stones. How freaking cool was that? Obviously, Steven Tyler showed up. There's so many. The great Jakey Lee was there, finally. I would have loved to have seen him perform with Ozzy, but that's another subject for another day. This is all about my top 5, and coming in at number 5, for me, definitely has to be, and this is tough because there was so many great performances that day, so this list was not easy at all. Part of it. Anyways, coming in at number 5, I've got Mastodon, who did Supernaut, and it was such a cool performance they had. Some other little drum sets, not drum sets really, but like one snare drum or whatever, set up for a couple of guys, being the drummer from Gojira, Eloy Casagrande, and I believe Danny Carey was out there too, performing with the band, and they did such a cool cover with that of Supernaut. A lot of fun. Going at number 4, I thought this band's performance was absolutely amazing, and it was hard to pick like one song, but everybody throughout that whole day, at the beginning part anyways, had all been doing Sabbath cover. It was nice to see this act come out and do an Ozzy cover. And then what cover did they choose? I mean, you could have chosen anything from Blizzard of Oz. You could have chosen anything from Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon, Ultimate Sin, No Rest for the Wicked, No More Tears. No, they went with Osmosis, which is an album that I think a lot of people kind of tend to forget about. And I'm talking about Hailstorm doing a cover of Perry Mason. I thought it was awesome. I thought her energy was awesome. I'm talking about Lizzie Hale. She just had such amazing energy representing women in metal, women in rock, and she did it very, very well, killing that cover of Perry Mason. So happy to have seen that. So glad they made that choice to begin with. Coming in at number 3, I went to one of the all-star performances for this one. That's right. And it was the cover of Believer from, I believe, the first jam. So Tom Morello's All-Stars Supergroup A. And the reason I chose this is not only did Whitfield Crane, such a surprise, I didn't even know he was going to be there. That's one of those surprise guests, much like Steven Tyler and Ronnie Wood. But their cover of Believer was so awesome because Nuno Betancourt, okay, the Azorian, the Portuguese guitar player, fellow Azorian myself, Nuno Betancourt went out there and he killed it the whole entire day. It didn't matter what song it was. I could have chosen The Ultimate Sin. I could have chosen I believe Bark at the Moon he was out there for. I could have chosen any of the other ones. No, it was his cover of Believer because he nailed Randy Rhoads' parts beautifully, like a chef's kiss. Beautifully. Well done. Love that performance. At number 2, I got to go with the unconventional one. Everybody else is doing Ozzy covers and Sabbath covers, but then comes Steven Tyler. And man, when he did Walk This Way and Whole Lotta Love, I questioned everything I've known up to this moment. Why did Aerosmith cancel their tour? This guy sounds freaking amazing. What is the deal? Why didn't we get that Aerosmith retirement tour? This makes me question everything, and that's why that performance is at number 2. It's because of that very reason. Awesome. I mean, him doing Robert Plant's parts, oh my God. And then the band too, nailing it. But at number 1, I said it on the previous post that I did, video, whatever you want to call it, where I talked about the whole entire Back to the Beginning event and what I thought about it. This song was always going to be my number 1 pick in this whole thing. It just, the moment I saw the performance, I was blown away. I don't know. There's people on the internet saying that Ozzy's passed the torch to this guy and he's the next, whatever. I don't know. I don't know enough about him other than I loved his song he did with Bring Me the Horizon called Obey. Of course, I'm talking about Youngblood, who is making strides in this business. Number 1, let's talk about it for a second. He's making huge strides in this business to try to cut corporate America. Now, he's been saying it, man, not just corporate America, but corporate greed in the concert business is what I really mean. Because he's been trying his best to show, like, dude, like, we can do these performances at a cheaper price because these festivals are just too much money. And he did that by starting Bloodfest, which is a show he only charges $45 because he says, listen, the average fan cannot experience the magic that happens at concerts if they're being charged too much money. So good for him. But that's not the reason why I chose it. The reason why I chose it is because the minute he started performing Changes by Black Sabbath, that classic song, right? He had the crowd in the palm of his hand. It was unbelievable. And even after the band was done performing, he still went out there and he had the whole entire 40,000 screaming people singing along to Changes. And that's why Youngblood's cover is number 1 on the list. So there you go. There's my list. Remember, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, including myself. Believe me, I know. All right. And art is subjective. Lists are subjective. But it is what it is. This is my list. And we'll see you all next time. Remember, stay metal.